Let's talk about how to draw a face. First thing, I'm going to look at Jonathan's nose. Can you lower your face a little bit, Jonathan? That's much better. Okay, first thing you need to know, how wide is the nose, right? Like this. This is the shape of his nose. But after that, we really need to know the shadow side and the light side. Like seeing over here, you're seeing the whole side is shadow. That's the shadow side. Half of the face is shadow. So if you can find the big shape between the light side and the shadow side, separate the light side and the shadow side, and you will be able to capture the impression of the nose, like this nostril over here, a little bit like that. So immediately you can get the impression on the paper. Top over here also a little bit darker. You will make the middle over here that seeing the highlight. See that? So I'm gonna soften that a little bit over here so you can see that. So make sure that the shadow side and the light side, this is exactly what we have been learning, the light side and the shadow side, right? So you can see the nose is just higher like that. So there's very important, you get the good reference. So on this side, I'm gonna make this a little bit lighter, use the eraser. And the top over here, the light side also can be a little bit lighter. I'm using a charcoal pencil. So you still can draw that, right? This is pretty easy. Imagine an egg shape or something rounded. If you draw something rounded, the first thing you have to do is to separate that light side and the shadow side. Otherwise, the egg doesn't look like three-dimensional. If you just draw the outline, it doesn't really show a three-dimensional. So the same thing when you draw the nose is higher, right? Pop up, like put it higher. So everyone's nose different. So you need to pay attention to how the shadow will look like. You first need to divide it into light side and the shadow side. This is pretty easy. I'm gonna take a look at Caitlin's eye. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna take a look at her nose a little bit softer. That is actually interesting. Let me also draw her nose, like her nose over here. First, I'm gonna find out the width of her nose, like that, and because her face is a little bit higher. So they see that this is the shape of the nose, but her light coming from this angle. So that means the shadow side now on this side, right? This is so before you draw the detail of the nose, you have to figure it out the light side and the shadow side, the big light side, the big shadow side. Okay, there's a nostril over here, and then coming around the middle, over here, the nose is a little bit more rounded, and this side is the shadow side. And I can use my finger to blend it to make it a little bit softer, like that on this side too. So make this highlight to pop up a little more, like that. And also on this side, this is the shadow on here. So anyone have any questions, let me know. You can shout it out. Just say, I have a questions. And on the side over here, you can add a little shape over here showing the transition from the cheek and coming down to here. So this is her nose. It's two different noses. Let's take a look at her eye. The eye, you need to really think about is behind the eye is the eyeball. So you can draw a little bit, divide into the upper eyelid and the lower eyelid. So this is her eye opening, and the eyeball actually bigger, but this is what we see. And this is the iris right in the middle over here. And because the Zoom video is not really that clear, so I have to use lots of my imagination. But from your photo reference that you're getting from your family, you can have it a little bit more clear, right? And this is the iris that also have some little catch to shadow when we talk about earlier. And that is the catch to shadow. underneath, like that. And then look at the upper eyelid. You can see that the light coming from the same consistent, the light coming from this angle. So this side is the shadow side, right? You have to recognize where the shadow side. Okay, this is also a little bit shadow on this side. And the lower eyelid on this side also shadow. And also inside the eye over here, this side, also the shadow side. Okay, like that. And I'm sure she has beautiful eyelashes. So I can imagine there's some eyelashes coming up like that. So you can see the eye is actually rounded if I recognize the shadow and the light. If you want to add the eyebrows and the top over here, the eyebrows coming all the way coming here like that, it's beautiful. Okay. Simple idea of the eye, you have to see the light side, shadow side, catch the shadow. If you want to see more videos about how to draw eyes, I have different videos of different students in the past. I have them to sit in the classroom in a normal day. So I show the class how to draw the eye to make it look rounded. Okay, now I'm gonna also draw her mouth. The shape of the whole mouth is actually rounded too, like I say, right? The mouth like from here to coming over here like this. And it's just rounded, it's not flat. It's a whole row of teeth coming rounded, right? And then I can draw the upper lip and the lower lip of the mouth. So the middle over here, a little bit right over here, but on both sides, it's actually going different directions. So the light coming from this side and this side would be a little bit darker, like that. And then on this side, also a little bit, this, the down over here, this area, also against to the light. Now look at the lower lip, actually divide into three parts. This coming this angle, this coming from this angle, this is a little bit more rounded. For her, actually coming a little bit in and a little bit out, like that. So in the middle over here has a little bit shadow, like that, a little bit tone. And this side is a little bit darker, like that. So composed together as a complex shape. Now the corner, like that. So this is the basics understanding. Coming in over here, a little shape on this side, and this side also turning on to the other direction, like that. Okay, this is also shadow side. The first part that we have to do in our project is to study the nose, the eye, the mouth, and the next part, and we're gonna learn how to put all this together. I think this is gonna be a great project for everyone.